Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and of course, Drew Nation. Let's get right into it. Their behavior was meant to break you down mentally, but it had the total opposite effect other than what they expected. When you are experiencing when you're experiencing people who are stalking you, their main purpose and their main goal is to have you have a mental breakdown, because at that point you're of no use to yourself and you're of no use to them, because that's a mental state where somebody is very easily controlled. And when I say mental breakdown, I don't mean like a mental breakdown to where you get upset, you get angry, you release some anger, some frustration, and then you're back to normal within the next couple, within a half hour or so. I'm talking about a permanent one. Their hope is to cause permanent damage. They want people to end up not being able to function the same way that they did before, when they were acting normal and they were able to take care of themselves. And the main objective is just that. It's to have you end up not being able to have control over your faculties. And this is their strategy. Their strategy is to keep playing games with a person's mind until they officially lose it and that person snaps. They want people to either take themselves out. They want people to go postal and commit mass murder. These are things that they don't mind happening. And they'll take some losses. They'll take some casualties of war. They won't mind some innocent people getting caught up in a crossfire or losing their life to get rid of their prime target. And these are just a few ways that they get to people. They want to irritate you past the point to where you can logically think. All right, they want to get you to the point to where you can't pray through a situation. You can't think through a situation. You can't breathe through a situation. They want you to react. And when I say react, I don't just mean getting upset, telling a person off, telling someone what you think of them or how they made you feel. I'm talking about they want you to react to like a big, huge reaction, like go set off an explosive or something, and to try to take some people with you. They want to turn your life into one that is not worth living, and they take the joy out of life. They take what could be a normal life for you and try to turn it into a three-ring circus. They want to take your life and they want to turn it into a circus, and they're okay with that. But each of these attacks is meant to break you down a little bit more than the last one. Not to mention the fact that they could possibly be doing this several times a day. Like it's to the point sometimes where it's so bad in certain places, you just want to stay inside and you don't want to leave your home, or you don't want to leave your apartment building, or wherever you stay, you don't even want to go outside. That's the reality they hope to create for people. For whatever reason, they want you so stressed. They want you so stressed that you can't take care of yourself and that you can't be able to provide for yourself. They like to attack not only your job, not only your relationship, not only your business, but they like to attack your mind. They want to attack you mentally. If they can get the mind, they can get the behind. And if they can destroy your mind, they can destroy your life. This is why I'm constantly telling everybody to release that negative energy. You have to release that negative energy. You have to. They'll fill you up with too much of it. And they're doing this because this is what they're trying to do. If you could make a person mad over the course of a week and that person has no outlet of letting out that rage or that anger, say this person, God forbid, doesn't have that much of a connection with a higher power. Say this person doesn't really see God in their as present in their life as they should. But this person is constantly having to deal with a lot of pressure, because we all know that when a person is going through this, it's a lot of pressure on you. You already have your life to deal with, as we already know, but you also have these random people you have to deal with. And me, honestly, I'm not sure which is worse. Dealing with people who you know are doing it, like companies that may follow you. All right, we've all been harassed by certain company trucks and certain people who work for certain businesses. But what about those people who you live near? Or and what about not just them, but because that's people you're familiar with too, people that you know. What I meant to say is, what about the people that you don't know? Like the people that you meet randomly out in the street that behave this way. And that really will have an effect on you to where you won't want to go out. You leave your premises, it may be neighbors or residents that are behaving strangely toward you. But not only that, they sometimes will even wait, see where you're going. They'll go through your trash to see your receipts. This is why they look in your trash. They'll go through your garbage to see your receipts, to see where you went, to see where you go to hang out, see what type of places you go to relieve yourself at. Oh, okay, he goes there to get a little something to eat and relax. Oh, okay, she goes to the spa on Wednesday to, to try to ease her stress from all the pressure we're putting on her. These people are so crazy and so evil. They know that you're trying to just get a moment to yourself, you know? And it seems like that's when when you're out and about and you're trying to get a moment to yourself, it seems like that's when these spirits will always try to test you the most. When you're either not in the mood, when you're trying to have a moment to yourself because you're going through something, but we know by now that there's no empathy there. So there's no care provided from these people toward us. So what we have to realize is that they're going to pretty much try to let us have it. Try to let us have it. So whatever tricks they have up their sleeve, they're going to implement them. Whether this person is skilled in this type of behavior, a lot of these people, their parents are ex-military vets or work for government, and they've been trained by their parents, evil being passed down from one generation to the next. And that's a disservice in itself. The parent just setting their child up for a life of demonic behavior. But breaking you down mentally is their goal. That's the final objective, to turn you into a vegetable, have you drooling out your mouth and not being able to feed, go to the bathroom yourself, cook for yourself, wash your own clothes. A lot of these people will even go as far as attacking you on the road. Random cars following you with one light on, even during the daytime, or they'll just honk their horn behind you, or they'll drive real close behind you to try to make you feel uncomfortable. And unfortunately, there are some corrupt people in higher places that do that just to see if you'll make a mistake. They'll drive real close behind you. And then as soon as you make a mistake, then you already know what's going to happen after that. They try to control your life even more. But when a person knows that these things are happening and they have to stay strong, they stand more of a chance of being able to fight. And that's what you have to realize. You have to realize that this is a fight for your sanity. This is a fight for your peace of mind. This is a fight for your freedom and liberty to live your life normally as a regular as a regular person. But unfortunately, it's more to it than that. It's there's physical aspects to it, and then there's spiritual aspects to it. Here with the gang stalkers, we're dealing with the lower level of this hierarchy. We're dealing with the complete nobodies, the zeros, the zilches, the losers of this power structure. People who you don't see, who are on the higher level, who are handling everything and putting all the plays in motion. Those are the big wigs of the operation. All right, this new world order that is coming is going. It's a new world order of darkness coming from the spiritual realm, with dealing with CERN and whatnot. CERN has a part to play with it. HARP has a part to play with it. People wanting to control certain aspects of the weather to keep your vibration down, keep your frequency down. And now it all makes sense. It's like, why would they want to control the weather? Not only do they want to control the weather to disenfranchise certain peoples and cause calamities and cause weather disasters, but they also want to control the weather to manipulate people's energy, because there are people who have a real strong connection with the sun. And what they want to do with that is they want to try to cut that connection off by not allowing you to have access to source, to the energy source. The sun is the main energy source of this planet. God created the sun to bring life and light into this world. It's a portal, it's a disc. And the rays that come off of it, they feed the plants, they feed the trees, they feed everything. Everything gets its energy from absorbing sunlight, and everyone gets energy from absorbing sunlight. So they'll use these higher level spiritual warfare, like black magic technology. Like there is spiritual black magic technology where advanced weapons are created, right, to give these beings power. So not only that, right, but that's on a higher level. On the lower level, these beings try to recreate what's on a higher level. They're trying to reach a higher level of demonic energy. They're trying to see how much demonic energy that they can get. A lot of these people have been destroyed, and they don't even know it. They're just pretty much a broken vessel at this point. Once you commit so many crimes and do so much evil, it's pretty much like you lose yourself and you don't know who you are anymore. The adrenaline of the stalking and the power and the lust for greed and to have control over other people's lives, it makes them lose themselves. And when you get in too deep, there may not be any coming back from that, unless you have somebody that prays over you. more or less God himself decides to get that spirit up off of a person because he has other plans for them, which would be great. But the people who want to break you down, they're lost causes. They're people that, their life is pretty much over. There's nothing there for them to do. They probably watch a lot of daytime shows. All right. They probably need something to do. They probably have no family, no friends. They're probably alone, or they're probably power thirsty. They probably done ran all the people off or ran everybody out of their life that they had power over or control over through their own manipulation and their own issues. So a lot of these people will take an opportunity to feel like they're important. A lot of gang stalkers take this opportunity for them to have a purpose. And when you don't have a purpose in life, you're subject to having possibly having a purpose that really isn't a purpose that is drawn to negativity, all right, a purpose to do evil. So the fact that they don't mind destroying someone because of the threat this person may possess over a petty difference, over the amount of power someone has, over someone's influence, it says a lot. And they're trying to destroy you because you represent change, you represent peace, you represent a higher power, you represent God's strength, you represent peace and a lot of positive things, right? But you have to remember, a lot of people don't like positivity, especially people with dark spirits. They don't like positive people. They don't like people who are on a different time other than themselves. Evil can only tolerate evil. It's like there's no in between. They really can't get along with anyone else unless they're using them or trying to op, like trying to gain an opportunity off of them. That's really the only time that evil will stick around someone that's not evil. It's like they're pretty much about to hit a lick on you. So that's why you have to be careful of the company you keep. If someone is giving off evil vibes, you most likely shouldn't put yourself around them because you might be the prey. You might be the one that this person is being evil to. You may just not be aware of it. So it could be people close to you. It could be people that are living underneath you. It could be your next door neighbor. It could be the person you work with. It could be people that are just aware of certain people in public that need to be watched. Maybe you pose a public threat. They feel the power that you possess and they're afraid of it. So you're someone of interest. You're someone they have to keep an eye on. You're someone they have to watch constantly to see what your next move is going to be. Whatever plans they see you put in place, because they know that you're smart and they know you are they know your works are good. So if you're smart, you put God first and your works are good and your energy displays that, you have a good heart. If you're busy, they know you're most likely trying to do something good. So because you're a good person and your works are good and you're trying to produce good fruits and you're trying to perform good works, the devil's not going to pretty much want any parts of that. He's not going to want to see that take place. And that's that same spirit in some of those people that don't want to see you succeed. That's that same spirit in some of those people that want to get in the way of your plans and your progress for success. But a person that prays and asks God for a sound mind, they're going to be protected. A person that knows that they have angels and they know that they're safe and they know to pray over themselves and they ask God to remove these types of spirits out their life, that person is going to be able to keep their mind. Like a person that stays in their prayer closet is going to be able to keep their mind and keep their sanity. All right. This is why you need to make God your best friend and talk to him like you may talk to yourself. When you talk to yourself, you're talking to God, and you may not know that, but that's who you're talking to. So when you're going through things like this, definitely want to develop a strong connection with a higher power. definitely want to develop a strong connection with your higher self, your intuitive self, your self that is aware, that can use discernment, all right, that is able to read people, you know. You have to ask God to show you what he wants you to see. You have to ask him to aid you along your spiritual journey. And maybe you're in the process of awakening right now. Maybe you're already awake or aware of these kinds of things. You're just fighting them off. All right. You're just aware that you have to keep your composure. All right. Some of us may just be waking up and trying to figure out what's going on. Some of us may already know what's going on, and we're just trying to manage. All right. So either way, you're going to have to figure out how to deal with people who act like this, whether it be the spirit on the person or whether it be the person and they just have an evil spirit, which is pretty much one and the same. But some people are just like, some people are running on autopilot, and like some people have an evil spirit and they're in control of themselves. Some people are possessed by a spirit and they're incapacitated pretty much. They are not in control of their behavior when they start to behave in stalkish ways, and when they start to commit the evil deeds that they do, as far as trying to harass your mind and cause you to lose your senses and to lose your what do they call it, lose your sense of mobility. Anything like that is a win for them. All right. Their evil has no end to it. All right. Their evil has no end to it. They don't mind seeing the worst of the worst happen to you. So what they'll try to do is they'll keep playing games with a person until their mind just loses it, until this person just can't take anymore, and until they just give in and just accept the fact that they have to deal with this, but not in a positive way. It's like they just accept it, and they accept that the fact that their life is over, or they accept negative things like their life will never be the same. They accept the fact that they're not going to find peace. They accept the fact that like they're going to be stalked forever, but not be able to manage or handle it. They want you to think that you're not going to be able to live through this type of stuff. They don't want you to think that it's ever going to end or let up, or you're not going to be able to think your way through it. The mind is very powerful, and you have control over your mind. They don't have the power to try to make you break down. You have to make sure that you don't break down. They want that stress to pile up, and if that stress piles up, you will have some type of issue to deal with. But if you're able to handle each incident and take them one at a time and not pile them all up and not get too stressed out or too overwhelmed, then you're going to be just fine. And you're going to be able to work your mind, and you're going to be able to overcome the things that they send to you, as far as like spiritual attacks, and the strategies they'll implement on you to get you to try to lose it. All right, if you lose it enough and you don't let go or work on yourself or de-stress, then that stress could wind up causing you to have a chemical imbalance. When you have good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, and it's like creating like a split personality kind of thing, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to create any type of mental problem, like any type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Any type of just anything wrong mentally with you that they can make happen. That's what they're trying to do. And their goal is to get you into a place, into like some type of straitjacket, them feeding you applesauce and medicine every day. There are some people who already went through that and still came out. That's how good God is. There are some people who actually went through what I'm talking about. They, snapped or whatever, but not too rough, but possibly ended up in a mental institution because of this type of behavior. And there aren't too many people who you could turn to. So if a person is mentally weak at that point because they're unaware of these evils, they may think that is something wrong with themselves, and they may turn themselves in and think that they actually are crazy or losing it. And this is why you have to be strong minded, because this is something that they really would wish for. This is something that they would really like to happen, that you would admit yourself, that you would think it's you, and that you would think that there really is a problem with you when there's no problem with you at all. You just have some sick people who are against you and that are trying to do anything in their power to try to take you out. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's like you're trying to figure out what did you do or why they're after you. It's because that your energy levels, they have they have they have technology that can read the type of energy that you have. And it could also be because of your blood type. It could also be because when you were a baby, they saw that you were different and they got files on you. And they're allowing people at the lowest end of the totem pole to do their bidding for them. Hey, we got this person in this area, in this town. It's one of them, one of the special ones, what one of the ones with extraordinary type of power or ability, or maybe they got the gene they're looking for. See if you could affect this person to make them snap or make this person go crazy or whatever. They have systems put in place like that to combat certain people and the type of energy that they bring. Like everybody's got a energy with them. Some is more powerful than others. Some you can feel, so it's not too far fetched to think about these kinds of things. They have technology that could do a lot of stuff, and technology is extremely advanced today, and they've had a lot of advanced technology for a long time. A lot of the stuff in sci-fi is now actually technology that they use on like Air Force bases and to test out on certain subjects. They even have movies about people who have things that were tested on them, and they get out and then they go to try to warn people and tell them, and now they have the people who were like the doctors or the scientists or FBI after them because they're about to put some information out there because of what they saw or what they witnessed. And then the people end up turning up missing, or they end up in like a shootout or a standoff or something, and then it's like everybody's after this person or everybody's against this person. They could even lie and say this person is a threat or a terrorist. They could make up a lie on this person and on a massive level create some type of grand scheme where now everybody thinks this person is a bad person because they what they put on the news, and this person is fighting for their life. Like people will believe the news when they say a person is crazy or a person snapped or a person goes off and does something that they probably shouldn't, but they disregard what takes place to take that person to that point. The fact that they were trying to make this person have a mental breakdown, and sometimes people will snap and they can't take it anymore and they end up doing something on a massive level, and people scratch their heads and wonder what happened. It's just like the same thing when somebody gets bullied at school and then the bully comes back and takes care of business. But everybody is worried about everybody feels bad for the people who get harmed, but they disregard the harm or the bruises that you can't see. Sometimes there are bruises, there are scars that you can't see. And a lot of people are going through that mentally, and the stuff they're dealing with, nobody would know if they looked at them. There are people that don't have to lay a finger on you or lay a hand on you, but they can cause damage from a distance. They can cause destruction from a distance. So they're still not going to be able to mentally break you down. God is good. There are people who thought they were crazy. There are people who thought they were mentally being destroyed and broken down, and they still made it out. They even took the medicine that they gave them, and they're still doing fine. They have homes. They take care of themselves. They're functioning members of society. So don't worry yourself. All right, this isn't to put fear in you. This isn't to worry you. This is to give you hope. Because after going through all this, there are people who have gone through worse and who have actually went through these things and have still made it out of it to tell their story, so that people like us can have hope and spread a positive message. The fact that, yo, you're going through this, but you're going to make it out. And I even have, man, I have so much stuff in store for you guys. It's not even funny. But I look forward to making more videos. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. We out.